It was one of those quiet Tuesday evenings, the kind where the loudest sound is the hum of the refrigerator. I was settled on my couch, a half-finished book resting on my chest, the world outside painted in the soft, fading colors of dusk. Then came the knock. It wasn't the rhythmic tap of a delivery driver or the cheerful rap of a friend. It was hesitant, almost frantic, a sound that immediately put me on edge. I opened the door to find Mr. Abernathy, my elderly neighbor from across the street, standing on my porch, his face a mask of sheer panic. He wrung his wrinkled hands, his eyes darting nervously from me to the darkness gathering behind him. He looked smaller than usual, swallowed by the oversized cardigan he always wore. "I'm so sorry to bother you," he stammered, his voice barely a whisper. "It's just, I have a small problem in my basement." "A very small problem, and I was hoping you might be able to help me." His distress was palpable, a stark contrast to his usual quiet, reserved demeanor. He was a man who kept to himself, whose most exciting activity was tending his prize-winning roses. A small problem for him felt like it could be anything, but his sheer terror convinced me it was serious. I couldn't just say no. I followed him across the street and into his house, a place I'd never seen the inside of before. The air was thick with the smell of dust and something else, something cloyingly sweet and faintly metallic. The home was a maze of clutter, stacks of old newspapers and teetering piles of books creating narrow pathways through the rooms. As my eyes adjusted to the gloom, I noticed strange symbols scrawled onto the wallpaper, drawn in what looked like chalk or charcoal. They were intricate, geometric patterns that seemed to pulse in the dim light. Mr. Abernathy led me through the labyrinthine living room to a heavy, iron-banded door at the back of the house. It was secured with 3 large, industrial-looking bolts. He fumbled with the locks, his hands trembling so badly he could barely turn the keys. A low, rhythmic thrumming sound seemed to emanate from beyond the door. With a final, grating click, the last bolt slid free, and he pushed the heavy door inward. The sweet metallic smell intensified, washing over me in a nauseating wave. He gestured for me to enter the basement first. The stairs creaked under my weight as I descended into the near-total darkness. In the center of the cramped, stone-walled room, a faint, bioluminescent glow pulsed. It came from a plant, but one unlike anything I had ever seen. It was a grotesque, otherworldly thing, with thick, veiny leaves that unfurled and contracted like a lung. Its central stalk throbbed with a sickly purple light. I fed it, Mr. Abernathy confessed from behind me, his voice trembling with a mix of fear and awe. "I've been feeding it for months, but I gave it the wrong thing. It's growing too fast now, it's out of control." As he spoke, a slick, dark vine snaked across the floor, wrapping itself around my ankle. Before I could react, I heard the heavy door slam shut. The bolts slid home, one after another, their metallic clangs echoing in the sudden, suffocating silence. "It needs something new," he whispered through the door. "A new offering." Panic seized me, cold and absolute. I lunged for the door, my fists pounding against the unyielding wood. "Mr. Abernathy, let me out!" I screamed, my voice cracking with terror. My only answer was the soft, wet sound of the vines slithering across the stone floor, moving toward me. The plant's purple glow intensified, casting long, dancing shadows on the walls. The shadows grew larger, looming over me, a grotesque silhouette of writhing tendrils and a hungry, pulsating core. I was trapped, a sacrifice in a forgotten basement, with the darkness and the hunger closing in.